Hey, I'm doing a video on something topical for once. So, here's the thing. Palworld is the current sensation sweeping the nation about bootleg creations running plantations. Generally called Pokemon with guns, I feel like it's more accurate to call it Rust with Pokemon. And there is a big difference there. Me and a couple of friends picked this game up day one and have been running around on a server for a while, and I figured I could give my 2 cents on the game and its controversies. So first things first, what is Palworld? Well, it's an open-world sandbox game by AA studio Pocket Pair. They made a few games before this, but none that I heard of before. It's very similar to games like Rust or Ark, where you wash up on an island with nothing but a loincloth on, and are just left to your own devices. When you first spawn in, you'll only really be able to craft a stick and a rock on top of a stick, but with a little elbow grease and teamwork, you'll be chucking grenades in no time. Get bombed, dickheads!
What are you guys playing?
Of course, unlike Rust, Palworld has something unique that helps it stand out. A single-player mode. It's nothing too special, effectively just a server for you and only you. The real meat and potatoes is the multiplayer mode. Get a couple friends together, grab a server IP, hop in at the same time, and get going. Progression is pretty simple. Punch trees and rocks, get wood, build shit, unlock the tech tree, put down a foundation, and start the enslaving. Yes, obviously, the main draw of Palworld is the pals. These little fuckers spawn in across the whole Galapagos archipelago, even having specific habitats they inhabit. You can stare at them, or observe as they graze, drink water, and engage in homosexual mating rituals. But eventually you're gonna have to square up, beat them half to death with a stick, and capture them in these little pal spheres you can craft. The pals are all based on animals, there's a bunch of different elemental types, you can battle them, as well as battling a gang of hooligans in Black Ninja Syndicate. And hold on a second! This is one big Digimon ripoff! Yes, this is very well documented at this point. Palworld is heavily inspired by Pokemon. And while a lot of the pals are their own thing and do look distinct from Pokemon, or at least as distinct as you can get, there are a lot that are basically just Pokemon. Tansy is pretty much Grookey, Kremis is a fluffed up Eevee, and Lamball is a bipedal Wooloo. To be fair though, a lot of the designs are original, like an Egyptian themed cat, a colorful alpaca, and even an electric hedgehog that zaps to the extreme. You cannot convince me that is a coincidence. And while for some I can defend their similarities, like how many different ways can you make a sheep? It will have either looked like a Wooloo or a Mareep anyways. It'd be naive of me not to notice just how blatant some of these designs are based off Pokemon. Despite what some people may say, at the very least they aren't just outright stealing models or anything like that. Still, I hope in the future, should any new pals be added, they stick to some more original design, or even tweak some of the designs already in the game to make them a bit more distinct. But enough about models, let's talk gameplay. The million-dollar question here would be, do the pals actually serve some sort of gameplay benefit, or is this game just duct-taping Pokemon onto the survival subgenre? Well, yes, actually. The pals can be assigned to do pretty much any job around the base. Planting, watering and harvesting crops, chopping trees, mining stone, cooking, even helping out with crafting. No, rather versatile little fellas, aren't they? Of course, their types play a large part in this. Fire types are great at cooking, grass types at managing the plants, and so on and so forth. The pals will usually do their work automatically, however you can also assign them specific jobs by picking them up and chucking them where you want to go. Usually the AI for pals works fine, but me and my friends did experience some oddities, mostly when it came to verticality, like them having to go upstairs to do work, which resulted in a cow who was trying to graze on our roof getting stuck in my friend's room.
Why does this cow keep trying to get in my room?
That's where she normally sat.
Oh, I'm sorry, I mean a Mazarina. It's not like the stairs completely stumped them, some of them made it up somehow, but it is a bit annoying to have to deal with. I should also make note that the pals aren't the only thing that you can capture. The Syndicate is this game's Team Rocket, a group of NPCs who are immediately hostile should they spot you. But if you manage to get their health low enough, well, boom! That's a new worker right there. 35%? I got one!
You caught one?
Yes! Now I do want to make something else clear. This game is in early access, and a lot of the problems that come from early access games are present here, including shit like this.
Yeah.
I've been trying to join the default each time.
Oh,
my
no.
God, George.
Oh, I clipped through the floor. Yeah, the game can be a bit buggy at times. I've fallen through the floor when I die a couple of times. You can crawl through the roofs. Hell, me and one of my friends went into a cave at the same time and nearly crashed the server we were on. In fact, that's why in the footage I'm showing you sometimes I'm Big Chest McGreen, and sometimes I'm Purple Ganondorf. The server we were on had the hard reboot and we had to start from scratch. Things are certainly unstable, though some of this might be because the developer never expected it to get to the size it's at now. 7 million fucking sales in just a week. Jesus Christ, that's insane. Now, with all that being said, there is something I do want to talk about. There have been quite a few controversies brought up about Palworld, from the creators directly stealing models from Pokemon, to some of the work on this game being done with AI. Now, these have been disproven as hoaxes by people upset by Palworld's success, more on that later, but something that is proven to be going on is fucking DDoS attacks against people running community-based Palworld servers. I know this for a fact because I've been fucking dealing with this shit myself, kind of. My friends and I have been playing on a server hosted by The Legacy Voyage, who apparently also run Ark and Minecraft servers. There were days where the servers went down for almost a full day because of DDoS attacks, as well as hackers causing damage to the server, resulting in necessary server rollbacks, sometimes resulting in hours of lost progress. And I highly doubt that this is an issue exclusive to just The Legacy Voyage. Now, obviously, I personally don't know who's responsible for this, but seeing how some of the ride or die Pokemon fans were willing to falsify evidence to get people to be anti-Palworld, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that at least some of these attacks were perpetrated by these same types of people. Obviously, I shouldn't go pointing fingers without evidence. That's just unwise and wrong for a number of reasons. But the fact that this is even a legitimate possibility is worrying. Look, I like Pokemon. I think the first 3 gens are legitimately great games. I like Pokemon Mystery, Dungeon, and Conquest, and I watched the anime a lot as a kid. Like most people 35 and under, Pokemon holds a special place in my heart. And obviously, it's completely fine if you like the Pokemon games that I don't. I've made enough people both on the internet and in real life angry to know that Gen 4 is very popular. Hell, even if you like Scarlet and Violet, games with legit Nintendo 64 graphics and the most forgettable Pokemon roster to date, that's fine. But when you become a legitimate corporate shill to the point that you are upset that people are having fun with a game that can barely even be considered a competitor to Pokemon, that's where you deserve to get clowned on. And yes, I do think that calling Palworld a competitor to Pokemon is a bit of a stretch. One is a child-friendly single-player RPG stuck firmly in Nintendo's ecosystem, the other's a survival MMO with guns, cursing, and sex and shit, available on PC and Xbox. This fucking thing ain't releasing on the Switch anytime soon. I doubt that Nintendo's gonna sue these guys or anything, despite what some people may be claiming. If they wanted to, they probably would've before the game even came out, given how swiftly they took down the Pokemon mod. Sure, they'll say they're looking into it, but Nintendo would have been prepared to hit this baby with a cease and desist long before it released if they actually thought they could get away with it. And if you think that the reason why they were caught off guard is because Palworld is from a small developer and it just exploded like this, how about you tell me how Pokemon Uranium is doing? Anyways, that's Palworld, a moderately decent and fun game with a lot of jank and some issues that definitely need addressing. It probably won't be my game of the year or anything. If it is, I'll be depressed, but it's a fun time. And it seems that the devs do legitimately want to keep working on it since they have a whole roadmap planned out. Whether this will be followed or not, we'll have to wait and see, as the devs have been accused of abandoning games in the past, but for now, I'm gonna stick to having fun with my friends and my pals. I'm Sir Strongman, and that was... Huh? Oh, hey everyone, my friend George has a poem he'd like to share with the class. Go ahead, George.
I'm living in woods with a jacket and hood, on the prowl for pals that I'm trying to pound. Fire type, water, electric, or ice. Ass to mouth on that foo-ack twice. Then part 2. Don't know how I got here, but I know where I'll be. Between some lavender cheeks with an all socks on me.
I take it back. Close down the servers.